you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Stephanie Lopez, and I help ladies to create a healthy relationship with mind, body, and food. And I also share my journey of what it is to be a single mom of 4 kids, including a newborn, as you saw from the title, and how it is to manage it all, like kids, having a regular job, and building online businesses. So I figured that we could come back to our YouTube grind / 2033 with my birth story. So my last vlog ended with me giving birth to my daughter, so I figure I should share my birth story with you guys. I think I should get started with the fact that this is my 4th child, and my previous 3 kids were with the same doctor in the same hospital, so I already was comfortable with my doctor and everything, and how everything was going down, should I say. But this time my doctor was not doing birth anymore, so I need to find a new doctor, and a lot of doctors were not taking new patients. So I finally find a doctor. So everything was new for me, the place, how everything worked, the hospital that I was going to give birth to. I was really scared about going to the hospital since I had an emergency a few months ago when I was pregnant, and I did not have a good experience there. So I was like, holy cow, I'm giving birth in this hospital, and I almost changed doctors just because of that experience. But it actually ended up being a complete different experience giving birth, because it's, at the end of the day, it's different areas. Emergency room and maternity rooms are 2 different areas, because I was used to, on my previous pregnancies, I gave birth super quick. First of all, for my first kid I was 6 hours and something. For the second child I was 4 hours and 50 minutes, and for my daughter I was 3 hours and 45 minutes. And with that, I have to say that it was from the moment I got in the hospital to the moment I gave birth. So what does that mean? That means that I will go to the hospital, I will literally have my regular doctor's appointment. I will go to the hospital, to the appointment, and he will say, okay, you're ready, and be at the hospital at 6 a.m. So I will be in the hospital at 6 a.m. and they will induce me. But usually I will go there and I will be chilling, I wouldn't have no contractions or anything. And they will be like, okay, it's time to induce you. So from the moment that I got in the hospital with no pain or anything until the moment I gave birth, that was the amount of hours that happened. So basically all my deliveries were fast. They were, of course, they were painful, but not hours and hours of pains or anything like that. So I already knew that I'm the kind of girl that just pops the babies out, Hi, Mama. She's here. I'll show you. I will present her at the end. But yeah, I already knew that I always, all my babies come out fast. The last one was 3 hours and 45 minutes. So when this doctor told me that I will have to go to the hospital Saturday at 10 p.m., and they were going to induce me just like the other pregnancies. All my babies at the end were induced, but she would not be there until Sunday morning so I can go give birth. So I was like, holy cow. First of all, they were using something different. Usually I had the induced medicine through vein, by serum. I don't know how you call that in English. But this time she was I got told that she was gonna use some pills down there. So I already knew that the procedure again was gonna be different, and she's telling me to go to the hospital at 10 p.m. the night before, and she was not gonna be there until Sunday in the morning. So I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna induce me. This time I'm gonna be all night with pain for hours and hours, and I know I couldn't, mentally I was not gonna be able to do that. I was like, heck and Bob, no. The other thing that I noticed was that they would not allow my mom to be there with me. My mom was the one that was going to be there with me, and she was not going to be allowed to be there until Sunday at 7 a.m. And again, I'm in the hospital since Saturday 10 p.m. So I was going to be the whole night alone. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to spend the whole night in pain by myself alone in a room full of other ladies in pain. Because in Puerto Rico, you're all together and the only thing separating you is a curtain. And then when the delivery time comes, they would then take you to an operation room, by example. And over there, you have the baby. So I was like, I'm gonna be here alone with all these ladies next to me, like in pain, crying, screaming, and all, you know, what we go through when we are in pain, and we all different. So it's that part, it's pretty traumatic, about giving birth here in Puerto Rico. So I was like, I cannot do this. So I decided to cheat, and few hours before me having to go to the hospital, I decided to drink something that I heard a lot, that it helps females to get induced going to labor. And actually my sister, who have a baby 4 months before me, she used that for both of her daughters, and for the last one she didn't even make it to the hospital. Like, she drank that, and 2 hours later she was rushing to the hospital, and she had the baby in the car. So I was like, I don't give a crap. I'm not gonna spend the whole night in pain. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drink this thing to induce me and probably have the baby earlier than waiting until Sunday morning and spending the whole night. Like, my whole point was that I did not want to spend the whole night in labor. At 6 p.m. I drink castor oil. I'm not recommending this. I'm not saying it works or anything. This is my personal story, disclaimer. And whatever you do, first talk with your doctor. Don't do what I did. I didn't talk with my doctor, but actually then I found out that my sister was actually recommended by her doctor to have it, but she was overdue. I wasn't. So anyway, I decided, again, talk with your doctor, but for me personally, I decided to drink the castor oil at 6 p.m. so that way when I was going to the hospital at 10 p.m. I probably was already going to have some type of contractions, right? Well, at that moment I didn't. I had no pain or nothing. So I made it to the hospital at 10 p.m. and my mom had to go to her home because they did not let her stay with me, and she was like, wait for me, don't have the baby yet, because again, I am the kind of person that has the babies fast, and on top of that I drink that castor oil. So I was worried that I was gonna have my baby before even the doctor made it to the hospital, because it already happened to me with my second child. I had the baby in the waiting room, and my doctor was not there, and it was a mess. So and I did not drink anything to induce my labor, so I was worried that, you know, something like that was gonna happen. And around 2 a.m. that's when I realized that I was actually starting to have contractions. Like, at first I thought that maybe it was the baby moving, because she used to move so slow that I didn't know. Sometimes I would be like, is this a contraction or this is the baby? But then it ended up being the baby. I was still like not dilated or anything. So around 2 a.m. that's when I realized that it was actually contractions. So I did have a thing in vein, but I noticed that they did not put any pills. They did not induce me yet. So I was wondering, maybe they're not gonna use the pill anymore and they did it through the vein thingy, because again, I was having contractions when I was literally not having none that night, and I was 0 centimeters the day before. So around 2 a.m. I'm like, holy cow, it's happening. I'm having the contractions. And at 4 a.m. I literally started to literally scream. Like, I was good. I was dealing with the pain. I went super prepared. I took my headphones. I started to listen to meditations. I started to listen to energy frequency audio for pain relief and all that stuff. So I was good for the pain. I was dealing with it. I went super prepared mentally and everything for the pain. So I was dealing with it. But out of nowhere, around 4 a.m., I lost it. I completely lost it. I started screaming. Before that happened, they checked me around 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. I know they checked me and I was in 3 centimeters. So at 4 a.m., I started screaming, and that's when they knew, okay, something's happening, because she was too quiet. So all the nurses started running to me, and she was like, let's check you up. How are you feeling? Do you want to push it? I'm like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I think I don't know. I'm in pain. And she checked me, and I was in 5 centimeters. Like, in that night at 10 p.m. I was in 0, And by 4, I was at 5 already. And not long ago, I was in 3. So they knew that it was happening fast. So in that moment, she's like, you're in 5. We need to call your doctor. And I heard them going to call my doctor and telling her she's not going to make it. She's already in 5 and she's going fast. While I hearing that, still have another nurses with me, and they're telling me, what do you feel? And I'm like, I don't know, but I need to pee. I need to pee. That I can tell you, I really, really need to pee. So they start running and to look for the thingy so I could pee, because I could not get out of the bed anymore because I was screaming of pain. So they bring that thing. I peed while, again, one of the nurses is calling my doctor. I finished peeing and I started screaming again. I think I need to push, and I literally started to push. So the nurse runs back to me and she's like, what's happening? I'm literally screaming, and I see her hand like down there doing something, and I'm thinking in my mind, what I thought was that she was holding the baby and she did not want me to push. So I grab her hand like, get out. In my mind, that's what's happening. I'm like holding her so that way she cannot stop me from pushing, and I'm looking at her and I'm screaming at her, I want to push. I cannot hold it. I cannot hold it. I need to push. I need to push. And she's like, I know the head is out. Get your hand out. Apparently she was holding the head to come out, and I thought she was trying to push me so I could not push. So in my mind it's happening one thing, but in reality there was another thing happening. And she keeps telling me, stop grabbing my hand, let my hand go, the head is out. And I'm like, oh, the head is out? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So I keep pushing, and I literally had the baby at 4:04 a.m. Yeah, I ended up having the baby alone again in the waiting room. The nurses were like, what the heck above happened? You went from 5 centimeters to 10, breaking your water and having your baby in a matter of minutes. When she finally like finished with the baby and cut the umbilical cord, she was like, what the heck just happened? Like, they were all like, what just happened? You know? And she was like, the doctor is gonna be mad at me because I just saw her, you were in 5, and now I have to call her that you had the baby. Like, what's going on? And yeah, when the doctor finally came, I did have to get stitches and all that. So I had to wait for my doctor so she can give me the stitches, and then I can get into a room. The doctor came and looked at me like, what the heck? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, you know that we did not even induce you, right? And I was like, I was wondering that if you guys put the thing on the thingy-majingy, because you did not put like the pills that you told me you were gonna put. And she's like, no, I gave the order to induce you, put all your medications at 5 a.m. So basically I was gonna be in the hospital at 10 p.m. and they were gonna allow me to sleep all night, and then at 5, that's when they were gonna put me on the medications to get induced. And I did not know that, so I was scared that I was gonna get induced from earlier. So that's why I had the freaking castor oil. So that's when it hit me, when she said we did not induce you, we were gonna do it at 5 a.m. So thank the God, she was like, thank God you were here, because you were meant to have this baby today. And in my mind, that when she's saying that, that's when I realized the freaking castor oil. So yeah, she was an epic birth. Everybody was talking about it, and yeah, I think the hour of her, it was so magical as well, because if you've been following me in my previous vlogs, you know that I have talked a lot about how when I found out about her and I was struggling with the fact that I was pregnant again, because of the situation that happened, and I was alone, that was not there. He did not want to be part of it. So when I was struggling, I started to see the number 4 and 44, and I immediately knew that that was gonna be her number. She was just smiling. I immediately knew that was gonna be her number, and like every time I was thinking something about her, or I was like having doubts or wondering why this is happening to me again. Like, my kids already is big. Like, my oldest is 14, my youngest is 6, the other one is 12. Like, they were already big, independent, and here I am starting all over again by myself. Like, obviously, you know, at first it was hard for me to understand why this was happening. But that's when I started to see these numbers, and I was like, this is her number, like my baby's number. It's gonna be 444. And every time I think about her, I will see those numbers, and I ended giving birth at 4:04 a.m. So another magical thing about her is that she was born on 11/12/22, so it's 3 1s and 3 2s. And her name was actually Luna, which means moon. So everything about her has been on its own way. Everything happened how it needed to happen. She's here because she needed to be here, and I'm super happy and super excited. And right now I can just not imagine a life without her. And she's baby number 4 as well, so there's a lot of magic happening with this, and I think that's what helped me to get back on track and like enjoy it, be happy about it, and know that there's a purpose why she's here. And she just came to, you know, make my little family a little bit bigger. Now we are a family of 5, and I'm obsessed with her. Like, are you kidding me? Like, oh my god. I want to introduce you to Luna Gaia, which again, Luna means moon and Gaia means Mother Earth. I remember when I started to think about baby names, the first name that came to me immediately was Luna. And when I would think about other names, I would not like them. And when I would think about, okay, boy names, nothing will come into my mind. And I thought, okay, maybe that's a sign that it's a girl. And I always knew it was gonna be a girl because of those little things, like those little magical things. Like when I think about the baby, I would think about it as a her. And again, the name, it was Luna. And then I remember I was doing one meditation about connecting with the baby soul. So I remember when I was doing that meditation, I got this visualization of my belly, and I saw literally planet Earth on my belly. And I remember when I started to see all these girls' colors, and I got this like realization that it was gonna be a her, it was gonna be a girl. Like that's when I knew it was a girl. And yeah, everything again about her has been magical. The connection that I've been having with her, it's been a little bit different from my previous babies because I was not into spirituality or anything like that, and with her I've been already into spirituality. So yeah, she was born at 4/4. And by the way, if you didn't know, Gaia means Earth. That's why I choose her name, because when I saw the planet Earth on my belly, that's when it hit me, the name Gaia, and that's when I realized Luna Gaia. So yeah, so her name is Luna Gaia, moon, Earth. She was born in 11/12/22, again 111, 222s, 4/4. She weighted 6 with 6. So everything has been repeating numbers with her, angel numbers. And her father, his name is actually a freaking angel's name. So he might not be an angel, he's an asshole, he left us, but his name, it's a freaking angel name. So so she was meant to be, okay? So I'm obsessed with her. So hi mama, hi, say hi to YouTube. Oh, so I present you my little queen, my little angel baby. She is everything. I'm literally obsessed with her, and everything that I said that I was not gonna do with my babies, everything I did not do with any of my previous babies, I've been doing it with her because she's my last one. So I have to enjoy like everything. And that's the other thing, like now that I see her so tiny and like remembering all these beautiful things about newborns and everything, like I kept thinking about how fast everything went. Like I literally blink and my kids are big. Like my oldest is almost 14. Like I have a teenager. Like how fast everything went. And like I've been trying to enjoy more like my time with her as a newborn. She's already spoiled. She likes to be on mommy's arms all the time. and it's just like, you know what, let's break the rules for this one. She's the last one officially. I cannot have any more babies, and just enjoy it because it goes so fast. Like, she's literally 3 weeks already. Like, seriously, you're 3 weeks old? Why are you crying out so fast? Huh? My precious baby girl. Everybody's super happy with her here in the house. My kids are obsessed with her, and we are obsessed with her. And I just literally saw the number 44 on the screen, so what can I say? So yeah, that's her birth story. That's how she welcomed Earth on an epic way. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you get notified every time a new vlog comes by. The next vlog I will be doing my 2023 like goals, intentions. Like, after having a baby, I'm ready to get my body back in shape, getting my health back. Like, I'm gonna talk more about all those things. So she doesn't like to be like that. She likes to be up like this. I'm gonna be sharing everything and getting back into my YouTube green and uploading 2 to 3 videos a week. So if you're into entrepreneurship, motherhood, health and wellness, you definitely want to follow. And if you want to know how I'm gonna get back in shape, then subscribe. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Say bye for now. Say bye, YouTube. See you later. Oh.